What is up, everybody? Welcome to the show. As always, I am Camtastic, and this is In Response, where every other week, three, sometimes four, sometimes zero friends gather around their desks to update you on the going-ons in the CDH world and our personal journeys through the format. Joining me this week, as always, is Nico, aka Mexi Delights. How's it going, Nico?
Going pretty well. Ready to just chit chat, magic. What else is there to talk about in life, huh?
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Couldn't agree more, my friend. And also
What my
joining
wife
us
said.
this week. Yeah, right, exactly. And also joining us this week, as usual, is Julian the Magician MTG. How's it going, Julian?
Doing good. Just got off of the weekend at Fishbowl 6. Excited to get a little bit of information out there about that and talk about some upcoming stuff.
Ooh, very exciting. Well, before we dive into that, remember you guys can always tune in live on Twitch every other week at twitch.tv/camtastic to watch us film our episodes. But if you happen to miss out on the live show, don't sweat it. You can watch us later on YouTube or give us a listen wherever you get your podcasts. But now it's time for the show. What you got first, Julian?
Well, first off, I just wanted to say that In Response is officially hosting our first Commander tournament. We are doing a CDH tournament on December 6th here in sunny Fresno, California. We are going to be doing it here at one of our local shops. Details about pricing will be coming out soon. And yeah, we were hoping for a big turnout. We got a cap of 48 players right now, but if need be, we might be able to squeeze in a few other people. So we'll be putting the link down at the bottom to go ahead and go on to Top Deck. This is going to be a part of the California circuit, which you may have heard about after this episode has come out. And this is also going to be for Top Deck points as well. So we're hoping to shoot for a silver event with 30 or more players. And yeah, you'll be getting Top Deck points as well as the California circuit points. So more details to come out soon. Stay tuned.
Gonna be exciting stuff.
Yeah, and by the time this video comes out, we'll have the Top Deck page up, and there will be a link in the description down below.
You betcha.
Awesome.
Well, guys,
So,
how was Fishbowl? I wasn't able to go to Fishbowl. You guys went. I'm sad I missed out.
it wasn't
tell
that
me what
cool.
happened.
I'm gonna say it was fucking awesome.
So, Friday night we didn't do LobbyCon or anything. A few buddies hit us up and said they were going to do LobbyCon, which for those of you in chat who don't know or listening, LobbyCon is not just a Magic thing. It's anywhere that has a convention, but it's where everybody that's going to the convention hangs out in the lobby of the hotel that generally is closest to the venue or where most people are playing or staying at. So we got invited to LobbyCon Friday night, but we opted out of that and decided to go hit the town and went around San Diego, hit up some breweries, walked around town and ate some food and just did general fun traveling vacation out of town things.
Yeah, and it being my first time in San Diego was really cool that one of our guys, Luis, shout out to Luis, lived down there, so he put us up for the weekend and kind of gave me at least a little tour of the area. So those local breweries were pretty cool.
Nice.
I was craving for weeks, craving like a good greasy quesadilla, and at the end of the night, we found this little like kind of hole in the wall, and it just fucking hit. Oh, it was so good.
Oh, must have been some quesadilla, huh?
Oh, I mean, preluding that, yeah, it was probably about what, Cam? Five beers, six beers in, plus the whatever that little shot thing was called, the under or whatever.
Underberg. Yeah.
Yeah, I got a
Yeah.
40% little 5-ounce bottle of Underberg, and yeah, like 5 beers plus my first milk pour, which was pretty interesting.
Yeah. So it was quite an experience.
That sounds like I missed out. Yeah.
But then Saturday we woke up early and we made it to the tournament. I keep wanting to call it the con, but the tournament, and we were like literally the only people there not playing in the event that like weren't judges. Like everybody's like, "Oh, what are you playing this weekend?" We're like, "Oh, we're not playing." They're like, "Oh,
We're not playing.
really? What are you doing here?
just so many confused faces of just like, oh,
I guess like you don't really see people who aren't playing. Like customers are obvious, right? Was it even in a store?
no,
No,
it
it
was
was at
at
a hall,
like a conference
Yeah,
hall
okay.
like a banquet
Yeah.
hall.
adjacent
Yeah.
to the.
I can see why there'd be strange looks to
Mhm.
you guys not playing. That's
Yeah,
kind of
so
funny.
we didn't really get any content that day because I was a little bit bashful and I didn't want to like everybody was in the tournament. Like I didn't want to like pull people away and do the system, and do interview stuff and like it was like the round timer wasn't posted, so it was like, oh, how much time do we have till the next round starts? We don't know when that last pod's gonna finish. There was just like a lot of variables that made it kind of difficult to snag people for interviews. Um, but so we ended up going back to TC Rockets for a while and playing some CDH games there, jamming some games because there was just more space because the event hall was pretty packed.
Sure.
And then we made our way back to the event that evening where we ended up hanging out at LobbyCon afterwards. So that's what ended us up there. Um, LobbyCon was where we met like everybody. We
Yeah.
hung out with Gold Sabretooth, with Yaw from That's a Good Card podcast, Logan from Critical EDH, Hire was there
Hire.
jamming games.
Yeah.
We got to talk to him. It was just pretty much a who's who of magic, magical folk, and we got to network around. Snowball was there. It's pretty cool.
Oh
Pretty
yeah,
cool.
that is awesome.
Yeah,
lot of
my
names.
first LobbyCon was quite the experience. It was really cool to really just see a bunch of Magic players just take over any table space they had. Like they had coffee, they had just like the general nice lobby of a hotel has like those coffee tables that are sometimes weirdly shaped.
Mm-hmm.
But no, if it was a flat surface, there were four people jamming Magic. Like
Yeah.
How many
was
people would
pretty
you
cool.
say were there?
Oh, I mean, in the room at first, I mean, easily what, 4, 8, 12, 16, like, in the room
Probably
at
like
first, it
30
was probably
people.
like 30 people. And then in the actual, like, when you walk in the front door, there's probably another at least 20 people.
Wild.
Yeah, it was crazy to see.
I
It was
bet.
cool. We missed you,
I've been
but
in my fair share of hotel lobbies, and I can't picture 50 people, in that area playing Magic. That's wild.
yeah, it was fun. We'll definitely get you on the next one. But all right, so I think that'll lead us into this week's episode, which is our October metagame or October power rankings. I know we wanted to wait to do this episode until after Fishbowl. That way we could talk about the results of Fishbowl.
Mhm.
And yeah, so I don't know who wants to start us off. Which one of you guys wants to start us off with your? I guess we'll go top 5 for each of us, and then toss in an honorable mention.
Yeah.
Well, I wasn't at the tournament, so I didn't get to see who played what. All I know is Sylvie won with Tim Nadargo. So, I'm excited about that. That's my number one. I'll just throw my number one out right away.
There was 2 Tim Nadargos in the final pod.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. I did see that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was a
Atali
Tali
and
and a Ken, which was Freedom Waffle. Check out our interview with Freedom Waffle on our YouTube channel. Shameless plug.
as well as our Instagram.
Yep, as our Instagram. I always forget to plug the Instagram. Sorry, but yeah, the Instagram. Don't forget the gram.
I'll start it off. So my honorable mention for October is actually something that doesn't get a lot of coverage, but I played a lot against it this weekend, which was Obnixilis. Obnixilis is crazy because, I mean, the player that was playing it, shout out to Ash. He's been on it for a while. He's gotten really good with it. Um, he pretty much he learned that like pitching your hand to an LED for a turn 1 or a turn 2 Obnixilis is what you do
Worth
in the
it. Yeah.
cases because Obnixilis is just a good way to because it creates its own card advantage. Like people using Starting Town, Mana Confluence, City of Brass, Fetch lands. Those are all ways that you can get free card advantage from your opponents with them having to do it in order to progress their board state. And so, I mean, constantly his Flampling friggin' Omnixilus was swinging at someone on turn 2 or turn 3 for like 7 or 8 commander damage.
Pretty
So
awesome. And that's easy to get turn one, relatively speaking. I mean, 4 mana commander with only 2 pips.
yeah,
Yeah, and we saw like as the games were going on too, he was because he's been on the deck for a while, but he's still learning CDH and stuff. And so we saw Ob Nixilis come down turn 1 and 2 more and more often the more games we played because he realized like tutoring for this Soul Ring, this LED, this Dark Ritual is the move to make like on turn 1 or whatever. And yeah, he'd go around, he'd be empty-handed, he'd go around, and then he'd by the time his turn would come back around, he'd have 5 or 6 cards in exile, easy.
yeah.
So pretty much another full hand.
Yeah,
So,
you don't really hear about that or see that around at all.
Obristic.
what about you, Cam? What do you got for your honorable mention?
My honorable mention is actually our buddy Ed is on it. It's Raul Monsoon Mage. Raul, it almost cracked top 5 for me. It's as of right now, like if we're sorting by if we're looking at what's it called, EDH top 16, and we're looking at all tournaments with 20 plus entries over the last month, it's sitting at spot number 10, 11, 12. But I mean, maybe I'm personally biased, but I've been getting my ass kicked by Rel a lot. And I know Pigeon was on it at Fishbowl, and he did really well with it. I think that the popularity of the deck is not indicative of how good it is because it's a very difficult deck to pilot, and also you have to have a patient play group if you're going to practice with it because it can be very annoying to have played against. I know like me and Nico are particularly patient with it because we've played decks similar to that in Krakashima, so
Oh,
we know that like okay, these non-deterministic storm decks like give him his space, let him breathe, he'll get there.
I had to, well, I think we were in the same pod together with a new player at our LGS the other week where he was getting kind of irritated and we're both like, no, man, like we knew what we signed up for. This is the deck. Like maybe you haven't seen it yet. Like just let him do it.
Yep, either you stop him or you let him do it. So like if you didn't stop him, then you just kind of got to shut up and let him go.
Yep.
So that's my
what
honorable
about
mention for the week or for
what
the
about
month. Sorry.
you, Nico? What you got?
Um, I think I want to throw Magda out there. I just kind of have been hearing people talk about it a little bit and played against it recently. And Magda player again, a new player in our local area, just got first with it. What was that? 2 weeks ago or something like that.
Shout out to
Mhm.
Luca.
Shout out
Yeah,
Luca.
Luca. So I feel like Magda is easy to bust for sure because I actually busted in that game with a Bowmaster. Shout out to Luca. But no, I've been just hearing stuff about Magda in general, so that's probably my.
It's a sneaky deck. It can just come out of take a win out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, you give it any breathing room and it's gonna slam a win on the table.
Yeah. Um, so that kind of segues actually into my fifth place deck. I've got Lumra. Lumra in fifth because kind of similar to Magda, where Magda it can just sit on board, and kind of have its finger on the trigger. Lumra can just at any point cast Lumra and go. Like there's so much stuff that deck can do from so many different pivot points because of the different abilities that the lands have. Like it can win from being milled. Like it can win from having half its deck in its graveyard, or having barely anything in its graveyard, but because of Lumra and the multiple triggers that it can get, it mills itself and it finds everything. Like you don't have to play black to be able to find what you're looking for in a deck like Lumra.
Sure. I haven't actually played against Lumra itself. I've played against Minstrel, which uses Lumra, but yeah.
Yeah, but when you can just cast the card you're searching for out of your command zone, it makes the deck way more streamlined.
Seems like it. Well, I was gonna throw Raul as my, number 5.
5.
Yeah. And
All right.
again,
Anything?
for similar reasons as Cam, just been seeing it around a little bit more. People are getting better with it. you pretty much like playing against it you have to mulligan for interaction or win first. And
Yeah.
I can say that with my own experience of it. Definitely makes you think about what seed order and your mulligan a lot harder going up against Rel,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
especially an experienced Rel player.
And you have to counter the stupidest shit. You're
Yeah.
like, oh,
I
dude,
was
am I
gonna
really
say that.
about to
Yeah.
counter this guy's Chrome Mox? Like, am I
Yep.
really going to
Yep.
counter the Rite of Flame? Like, this feels so
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Yep.
I'm really about to like commandeer a Rite of Flame and get no value, but it's gonna stop this turn one Rao. Like,
Yep.
yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. What about you, Cam? What do you got in your fifth spot?
Number 5, man, this top 5 was really tough for me, especially after coming back from Fishbowl and seeing like how well certain decks did. My number 5 was going to be Dargo Timna, but with the success that it had at Fishbowl, I have to bump it up. And so my number 5 for this month is Rogsai.
Okay.
I think Rogsai is still the turbo deck. I think it's still the de facto, in my opinion, the best of the turbo decks right now. It's doing everything that you want it to do. It is glass cannon, but it's doing the best things the fastest. Breach and Thoracle are arguably the best win conditions in the format, and it's trying to get to those the fastest. And right now, a lot of content creators are preaching no interaction, don't play interaction, just go for wins, just go for wins, just go for wins. And as they preach that, people are going to stop playing interaction. And decks like Rogsai and Ral are going to be the boogeyman again. So I think that's where we're headed, and I think we're going to see a lot more of Rogsai taking a lot more of the meta share coming up in these larger tournaments, especially when you're on these tournaments that have 6 rounds of Swiss. You want to get through those rounds of Swiss as quickly as possible with as many wins as possible. So the best way to do that is put the most wins on the stack the fastest you can. So yeah, and it's right now it's been doing really well. It's been putting up results. Um, it's got a few first place in the month of October. It's got a first place win at a 129 player event, which is a big deal. So it's got a couple second place wins, several second place wins at over 100 player events.
Any idea how many Rockside players were at Fishbowl?
I
Take a guess.
don't have any idea. I didn't talk to any Rockside players from Fishbowl personally. And as of an EDH top 16 right now, the most recent one is October 18th. We have Quinn Wilkins with the deck placing first in a 129 player event. So
Okay.
Moving on to number 4. I put Kinnan. I will preface my list with it's gonna be a little skewed towards maybe not having Blue Farm at number 1, Kinnan at number 2, blah blah blah. I'm looking at it with the focus on kind of how Fishbowl went down, as well as just other decks to kind of have your eyes on. And then obviously my opinion of how well they've been doing. So I have Kinnan at number 4. And shout out to Freedom Waffle for his, again, shout out to him for his placement in Fishbowl, which was 4th. Made it into the final table, but he was on a no bad card version. And so he wasn't looking to really flip Kinnan. He was looking to just grab as many card advantage engines as he could and then present win after win. Kinnan has gone through a lot of different renditions. I mean, you have your big flip Kinnan, your House of Mirrors version. Shout out to Nico. And then you have your turbo Kinnans. You have your higher, your higher's version of Kinnan with like lurking predators, things like that. And now we're seeing a new version, and it did well in an almost 300 player tournament. So Kinnan's doing really well. Typically, just like always. Again, looking at the the top 16 breakdown, EDH top 16. It's got 424 entries, and looking at about a 3.6, 3.7 almost meta share. So it's a lot. It's a deck again that we've talked about. It's got a lot of people who are new to the format playing it, and so it's going to have a lot of numbers. So
Yeah, at Fishbowl 6, Comedian was on it as well at Fishbowl 6.
oh, okay.
And so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21 Kinnan players at Fishbowl 6.
And this was Fishbowl what?
This Fishbowl 6 was the last
Oh,
one.
this was okay. I got
Yeah. And there was 9 Rogside players for the question earlier. But yeah, so there's 21 Kinnan players at Fishbowl 6
Wow.
and all varying builds. Comedian was on it. Yeah, Comedian and Freedom Waffle were both on it.
Okay. Interesting. A lot of Kinnan players.
What you got, Nico, for your number 4?
So I gotta explain why I'm gonna say what I'm about to. I haven't actually been playing a whole lot the last month. Obviously, you guys know that, but our listeners don't. So I'm going much more with our local meta and just what I've heard in conversation with friends and Discord communities that I'm a part of. So I'm gonna go with Wheeliod actually.
Okay.
Whoa.
Yeah. So one of our local players, shout out to Lucas. He's been playing Wheeliod, and I've definitely seen him getting much better at piloting over the however many months he's been playing. And again, that's another one where I'm recognizing that it's absolutely shifting the way I have to mulligan and play,
Mhm.
and do what I'm trying to do because once he flips Heliod, he can go for the win pretty much at any time, or at end step, or he just waits. And he's like admitted this too, and it was freaking hilarious. This last week we were playing, I was beating him down with Dargo, and I literally turned to him and I said, "Convince me or give me a reason to not kill you with commander damage right now, or at least attempt to." And he was like, "I literally can't." He's like, "I can't talk myself out of situations." He's like, "So do what you're gonna do." So I swung at him. He flashed in a Hullbreaker Horror, and then all hell broke out. And I don't remember offhand if he won the game, but it was a hell of a good game. Did he take
Yeah,
that one?
yeah, he did. It was funny because it was a pod where it was the three of us and
Yeah.
him.
Ah, that's right. That's right. Okay. So yeah, that was a good game. So that's where I'm mainly bringing that out from. So yeah, Wheeliad as my number 4.
I like
Yeah,
it.
and like you can't really draw yourself into interaction because the more cards you draw,
Yeah.
the more it discounts his spells. And I mean, yes, there is a point in which you've between you and your opponents, like you've drawn 8 cards. Like he's not casting something for 8 generic mana or anything, but
Yeah.
it's you
And
can't draw a card in response to him having a reduction of 2 because now you've got 3 and it's going to unlock like so many mana rocks.
yeah. And I don't think it was this game this last week, but there's been a game I was in with him where he literally had at least one, if not two, win attempts on the stack with another 2 time twister effects on the stack as well. Just like
That's crazy.
playing on top of everything. Yeah. So I think the deck is cool and probably not getting enough attention. I bet it could become more powerful with a lot more attention.
Definitely. What do you got, Cam, for number 4?
My number 4 is Dargo Timna. So that deck's been really good. I haven't seen it around a while because Nico doesn't play Magic anymore. But no, just kidding. But after the performance it had at Fishbowl this past weekend, 2 in the top 4 pod, and just it's been everywhere. It's the Mardu deck, and the lines on it are very hard to interact with, and it's just a really good deck. I'm bringing up the numbers right now to see how many we actually had at Fishbowl, and out of 5 players at Fishbowl, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 players at Fishbowl. 2 of them made top 4 cuts. Very impressive.
That's very
Um,
cool.
yeah. So yeah, Dargo Timna is my number 4.
Hell
Sweet.
yeah.
I will say I did listen to the interview that Zach Snack Adler put out on his Bite Size MTG with Sylvie, and they're going to be doing another one with a more deep dive. But it's a really cool interview. I recommend it. It's really cool to hear her talk about that deck because she's just really passionate about it. So shout out to both of them and congrats again to Sylvie for taking down Fishbowl, the third largest CEDH event and the largest on the West Coast.
Nice.
Cool,
Super
some
cool.
cool stats for that. So my third spot is Atali. Um, because of what we were talking about, where you have that notion from other creators talking about just jam. Atali is probably the second best deck at doing that right now, or third best, because it just wants to count to 7. And sometimes you can do that on turn 1 because you have that one player who kept like a really good opening 7. Maybe it was maybe it was a second mulligan and they kept their second 7. And Atali's got a Jessica's will. You know,
Yeah.
sometimes you have to just talk to your opponents and be like, hey, are we doing an Atali pact? Like everyone needs to mull down to 6 because we don't want them to have a turn 1 Jessica's will on us. So like for a deck to have that much say in how your 3 opponents mulligan, that's crazy. So
That
for
is
that,
true.
I have Atali at 3 because it's just big dino go burr.
So Itali's my number 3 as well.
Okay.
Yeah, and
Oh,
I'm going more off of what I've seen and heard just locally, and so yeah, Itali's winning games, and again, kind of warps the metagame of that particular pod a little bit, and it's crazy to see Itali sit down with other turbo decks as well. So like I've been on Dargo Timna, a little bit of interaction, certainly not a control deck. Hard for me to interact with Itali. So if they're a turn ahead of me or just get a bit of a bigger burst than me, I'm probably not winning that game for sure
You
unless
gotta
they
keep
get
the
stopped
silence.
and I win second, or yeah, silence effect or something like that.
Mulligan to a silence.
Yeah.
or
So
vexing bobble.
What do you
yep.
got, Cam, for your number 3 spot?
My number 3 is Sisse Weatherlight Captain. So we're all a little bit biased because of what we play against, but that's what we're here to talk about is the real world meta. We're not all grinding giant tournaments from all around the country. And Sisse has been doing well at both just on a tournament level and on a local level for us. My brother Wes, shout out to Wes, is on it, and he's been doing extremely well with it. We have a couple other players in our meta that are on it that have been doing well with it. And yeah, the deck kind of slowed down a little bit after the bans, but it seems to be right back where it was prior. Four,
Yeah,
five, six, seven, eight.
whether you're on the Planeswalker setup or the Legendary Creature setup, both of them are doing really well. I will say though that the creature package is probably a little bit more consistent right now at
Yeah,
taking
the
wins.
chowder build.
Yeah. So,
Yeah,
but
we're at 12 entries in Fishbowl.
sweet. Yeah, popular deck.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anything else to say about Sisse?
No, the deck's really
No.
good. It's just very resilient. It's tough to interact with activated abilities, combos that win through activated abilities. Pretty much once a Sisse has an activation, there's nothing you can do about it. And that's what
Almost,
makes
yeah.
the deck so powerful. And it can be done at instant speed, so you can win on top of people. So,
Opposition agent.
yeah,
Oh,
Nice.
stock up on your oppos.
yep.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Number 2, I put Ral up here.
Mm.
Uh, just, I mean, to reiterate everything that we've said previously, like Ral is just, I think, faster than Rogsai, but that's probably for local meta bias. I see Ral popping off consistently on between turn 1, 2, and 3. It's more so on turn 2, and that's even after casting Ral on turn 2. So It's got a lot of, it plays all the free rocks. It plays all the not necessarily the cantrips per se, but the cards that allow you to cast this or play the cards on your until your next end step.
Yeah, the impulse
And
draws.
exactly. And so and the delayed impulse. And so that being able to get around Bowmaster so that your Ral doesn't get shot down. Also, it's not triggering any other like it gets around Narset or Notion Thief, things like that. And then once he flips, the game's over. Like you have to get really lucky to have a Ral flip and not have the game be over because getting 8 free spells or up to 8, even if it's like 3 or 4, you're gonna flip him again, and he's gonna do it all over again for more, and he's gonna stick around. It's a crazy deck. Shout out to Ed, who's been piloting the shit out of that deck and doing really well locally. Um, keep doing it, but we are going to look at force. There's no room for you to get around us not force of willing your your Ral or your Rite of Flame, as bad as it's going to feel.
Definitely.
Yeah, we done learned our lesson.
Yep.
Too funny. Too funny.
All right, Nico, what do you got at number 2?
I'm gonna go Tim Thrasios. So again,
Yes,
just kind of what I'm playing, what I'm experiencing here on the block. Just again, another good deck. Always as I call an S-class deck. Hard to beat. It's got all the combos, all the interaction. Yeah, I don't know what else there is to say about it really.
Yeah, good cards.
No.
Yeah.
And
Nice.
Timna, like me playing Timna Dargo. Yeah, I'll add this here. So me playing Timna Dargo is the first time I've ever played either of those commanders, for what it's worth. But so as I've learned to enjoy the Timna stuff, I just recognize now really how powerful other versions of Timna can be. And so just kind of appreciating them a bit more than I have in the past.
Yeah,
Makes
and
sense.
the way that she works well with Delany is kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Delany's a secret commander in that deck for sure.
Yeah. Although I will say I kind of killed myself, not kind of, like I did kill myself with my own Delny because I had a sheriff that creates treasures and
Lotho.
yeah, Lotho, thank you. And so yeah, I was just beating myself up and yeah, killed myself.
Don't do that.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right, Cam, what do you got at number 2?
I've got the one, the only Kenan. Kenan at number 2. It performed so well at Fishbowl, at the Redemption event, everywhere. Kenan's just good. It's good when you're trying to do big flips. It's good when you're trying to play no bad cards like Freedom Waffle. It's good and like big flips like Higher, or the Abomination Kenan build that Ian Comedian is on. The fact that there are so many successful builds with the same commander is incredible to me, and it also suffers from the new player thing where a lot of new players play Kenan, which affects the results negatively. But this deck, it continues to do well besides that. So yeah, Kenan's my number 2. It's a damn good deck. There's a lot of ways to play it, and it's putting up results. Not much more you can ask for it.
Yeah. So my number 1 is Dargo Timna. I can't
Nice.
say too much more about it because I mean we've been gushing about it all night, and there was 2 of them in a top table, and it got the win. I mean, at that point, a Dargo Timna was 50% to win, but
Yeah.
nonetheless, it was a Dargo Timna deck that took down a Sans Blue deck, which is crazy. 3 Sans Blue decks also in a top pod, no blue farm to be seen, and it took it down.
I can't even imagine being the only blue player in the final pod.
And
Yeah,
the Tully was seat 1.
yeah.
Oh,
And
geez,
so
yeah.
I will say this. This was from the interview that Sylvie did with Zach Adler. Um, Freedom Waffle on his mulligans, he revealed a mind break trap before Itali even said anything about mulliganing. He showed the mind break trap, and everybody mulliganed. And then after everybody mulliganed, he revealed the Force of Negation, and the game just kind of went from there. They didn't go too much more into it, but Sylvie was talking about how good of a politicker Freedom Waffle is, and that just shows like that it's crazy that showing a card like that to a turbo deck like Atali can completely alter the game. So
It's a good move.
yeah, a crazy move. But Dargo Timna, like Nico can talk about too, great deck, consistent wins, a 1 mana 7/5 trampler too.
Yeah.
Pretty freaking good.
Yep. 3-turn
Yeah,
clock.
that's one of my favorite things about it. I had a game recently with Tim Nadargo where I think it was 13 mana worth of spells on turn 1 and got both Tim Nadargo out, and had an Orcish Bowmaster because I was able to tutor for it and then sacked the token to a culling ritual. So like, yeah, it's just pooping out 13 cards and 13 mana on turn 1 consistently.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah. So while I did say that Tim Nadarga is my number one, I do also want to cheat and throw in a second number one because I agree with what Cam was saying about Kinnan. Kinnan, and I'm putting this here because I want to build off of what Cam was saying, is so versatile and can serve to new players, intermediate players, and expert players. The version of Kinnan that I played in CDH a few years ago, House of Mirrors with Twister Loops, just doesn't even exist anymore. It's so bad compared to the 3 or 4 other versions that are floating around out there, and there's still different versions being brewed all the time. It speaks to the power of Simic. It just Kinnan and the way that it adds extra mana easy like that helps new players. Yeah, just a very well-rounded commander in good colors and has a lot of different variations to it.
Yeah, I agree with everything about that. What do you got, Cam? Our final deck.
Blue Farm. Mine's Blue Farm. It's putting up the most results. The deck's just good. It's very hard to beat. You can play turbo, you can play control, you can play mid range, you can play them all at the same time if you want. You can just, depending on what hand you draw, you can say, hey, I'm just going to turbo out a Nas here, or you can say, hey, I'm just going to sit back on this Ristic, and the deck's just good. It's full of a lot of good cards. There's a lot of different builds of it, and I don't know. It's just until it stops putting up numbers, I have a hard time taking it down from number one.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. It's arguably the best deck in the format because it can play so many different roles depending on seat position, and it can pivot easily. It's got the 2 best win conditions in the format, being Breach and Thoracle. So,
And all hidden behind silence effects.
yep.
Yep.
And also, like, it has access to Tithe, which is like other decks playing these combos like Rogsai and Kefka, they don't have access to Tithe. Tithe is huge.
Guys,
Tithe,
nobody pays for Smothering Tithe ever.
nope.
No,
Like I get so many treasures when I land a Smothering Tithe, especially obviously like a turn 1 or turn 2 Tithe, which I'm actively mulliganing for more these days. Because yeah, it's brutal.
It is, yeah.
Sorry, I kind of stole that from you, but
No.
yeah.
No,
be
you're good.
excited
It's
about
true.
Tithe.
Tithe is good. It's a great card.
well, I think that wraps up our rankings for October, but I did want to do one more honorable mention real quick.
Go, yeah, go for it.
Tentacle Sushi.
Never mind. Don't go for it.
I'm the pilot for that. I've been piloting it for now approximately 148 games. I'm carrying a 29.32% win rate, with a almost 48% over the last 21 games. I've been doing really well with that deck. I've talking with a couple of the creators over the weekend at Fishbowl. It's really kind of popular, to be honest. Dude loves playing that deck. Snowball also loves playing that deck. So where
There was a
where
lot
are all my
of
sushi players? We got to bring this deck into the meta a little bit more.
There was a lot
So
of sushi playmats there. Snowball had one, Sabretooth had one, Gromulan had one. Like I was surprised at how popular tentacle sushi is.
yeah, and for it to
Yeah.
not have a lot of the representation is a little crazy because I mean you get black is all your tutors, green are your creatures and your win cons, and then you're in Demir. You get Thoracle and Cradle.
Oh,
I mean, what more can you need? So you don't
Breach.
Skylands.
you don't need red. You don't need red. Just
Yeah.
like Sylvie says, you don't need blue. You don't need blue. You also don't need you don't need red. You don't need red.
I don't know, man. That's what got me on Tim Nadargo off of Atraxa was doing breach shenanigans.
Breach is a fun card.
Yeah, yeah. Well, we'll see. It's been a little while since we played. I made some adjustments. I got some new cards.
Okay, okay. Yeah. I definitely need to play some more games this next month compared to this last.
Yeah, and you know a great place to do that, guys,
Tell
at
us.
at the In Response CDH tournament coming up December 6th.
Yep, the California
So
99.
the California 99 is going to be December 6th, hosted by yours truly, In Response Podcast. We are working on confirming our location and working on getting possibly a vendor or two, but we will be in a shop, so we will have the shop there. Our pricing will be determined by the entrant number of entrants. We got about a 48 player cap, and this will be going towards your California circuit points as well as your top deck points. So if you're interested, the link will be down below to register for the event. It is a $50 buy-in. So if you guys are interested, please come out, support local, and we're hoping to get this thing big. We're hoping to be able to be the bridge between NorCal and SoCal. So help spread the word, and we're hoping to do these more frequently. So
Absolutely. Exciting times, all the support and shout outs we can get for sure.
Absolutely.
all right.
Well, unless you guys have anything else to add, I think that'll wrap it up for this month's power rankings.
Yeah.
All
I
right.
think
Well,
we're good.
thank you guys for joining me. Thank you for joining us on the In Response podcast, as always. Well, that is the show. Thank you, everybody else who joined us here tonight. Make sure you guys tune in every other week live here at twitch.tv/Camtastic for the live show. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe on our YouTube, on our Instagram, and on anywhere you get your podcasts. So Spotify and Apple iTunes, or Apple Podcasts, I guess it's called now. Old man verbiage. But we appreciate all your support, everybody, and thank you all so much. Until next time, stay magical.